Tag und guten Abend an alle Zuschauer und Zuhörer. Hi, everyone, and a warm welcome to all our viewers and listeners. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. This is our mid year check in where we'll be talking about growth, goals, and gratitude, a moment for us to pause, to reflect, and get inspired together. I'm Eva from Hamburg, Germany, and I'm really excited to spend this time with all of you. It's quick time check. It's 8 p.m. 01 Central European Summer Time and 2 a.m. in the Philippines. So whether you're winding down your day or staying up late, we truly appreciate you joining us tonight. So stay with us. We have lots of meaningful moments and fun ahead. And now that we're all settled in, it's time to meet the wonderful people who will be sharing their insights with us tonight. So let's meet someone from the city known for its stunning skyline and also I heard a delicious green sauce. Any guesses? Yes, it's none other than our panelist from Frankfurt. Guten Abend.
Guten Abend, hallo Leute. Hi everyone, I'm Chanel from the local of Frankfurt, and once again, I'm so happy to be here, especially here with Eva, our beautiful host.
Aw, thank you so much. Even though you're the beautiful one here. But of course, we're not alone. We also have someone joining us from a city famous not just for its charming old town and a hearty food, but also as the gateway to the beautiful Alps. Any guesses, viewers and listeners? Hmm, I think you got it. Let's welcome our panelists from Munich. Guten Abend.
Hallo, Servus an alle. Ik ben de broeder Nikke aus de gemeente München. Thanks for having me, po.
Wow, your German is already so good. Thank you so much to the both of you for joining us tonight. And of course, we will be right jumping into the icebreaker before we go in with the discussion or the topic conversation of today. So let's loosen up with the fun this or that game. So here's how it works. Korea Tech will show us some slides with two choices, and everyone gets to play along. So not only the panelists, get ready to share your picks, and also, dear viewers, we love to see your answers in the live chat too. There are no right or wrong answers. It's just for fun and to get to know each other better. So, are you ready, dear panelists? Yes, they are nodding or giving a thumbs up. So, Kuya Tech, let's please say the first slide. So, here we have this or that. Is it either staying in the comfort zone or are you willing to step into the growth zone? Who would like to start? Nico.
Um, I would like to go to the growth zone.
Okay, to the growth zone. Okay, what about you, Chanel?
I don't mind being in the comfort zone, but God's plan is putting me in the growth zone right now.
Okay, we'll figure out later why is that that you think that. But let's move on with the next slide. Kuya Tech, please. What's the next this or that question? And it is okay. So we have either focus on strengths or improve weaknesses. So let's figure out what's the actual difference behind it. But maybe Chanel wants to start. Which one would you pick?
It's it's funny because it's kind of timely with me right now, so I'm gonna say focus on strengths.
Okay, focus on strengths. All right. What about you, Nico? Is it also the same for you?
I gotta go with improved weakness because there's a lot of space to cover.
I guess there's always a lot of space for every one of us to cover and to grow. As you've mentioned, the both of you want to grow, but you are focusing on different parts of where to grow in. Okay, let's move on. Kriatek, what's the next one? All right. Oh, we're too relaxed now. I think we're not relaxing. But if you would choose, is it the long-term vision or is it the short-term wins that you would like to achieve better? Okay, let's start with Nico.
Okay, it's gonna be definitely long-term vision. Yeah, it's because it's gonna stay permanently. Yeah.
Okay, long term. What about you, Chanel? Do you agree?
Oh, this is all very good because it's gonna relate to the topic later, so I'm excited. But I'm going to say long-term vision, but for my motivation, short-term wins. Because also for me as an overachiever, I don't celebrate my wins enough, and I know I can say this out for a lot of people. They don't celebrate their wins or achievements enough. So note to all of our listeners and viewers, celebrate them while you can. And if you achieved something recently, put it in the comments.
Yes, correctly. Thank you so much. It also is a tease or a teaser for our conversation later on. I hope everyone's really excited. But of course, we need to find out more answers for the this or that. And don't be irritated by the word to relax. We're not relaxing for within our growth or comfort zone. But let's continue on with the next slide. Kuya Tech, what is it? It's goal planning or spontaneous growth. All right, we talked about growth, we talked about comfort. So let's dig deeper into the aspects of them. Maybe we start with Chanel.
I like spontaneous growth. How about for you, Eva?
Oh, for me, actually, that's a good question because I really am a planner. I love to plan everything, actually. But I think I would choose spontaneous growth too because you never can really expect what you will grow in, even though you've planned the smallest detail on it. Well, thank you so much for asking me that as well. What about you, Nico?
Yeah, the three of us have the same choice, the spontaneous growth. Yeah, because um, when it comes to goal planning, not all the goals that you have planned, it's not gonna come to fruition, or maybe it's gonna take effect partially, but it's definitely team spontaneous growth.
All right, so we're all on the same team, but actually, I'm reading in the live chat. There are brethren actually saying goal planning, which is also a really nice answer to pick or the answer to choose to, which is Sister Irene Juliet Cavello. She chooses goal planning, hashtag Berlin, as well as Camario Cavello. Goal planning, but as well hashtag Berlin, hashtag Meissen. For the viewers and listeners, feel free to participate. We have one last question to ask. And Kriyatek, what is the last question? Is it motivation by purpose or motivation by progress? All right, this is a tricky one. Which one? All right, Chanel is still thinking, but maybe you would like to start.
Um, for me, naturally, I have motivation by progress, but I know it should be motivation by purpose. So maybe that's my goal for this year.
Well, maybe it is. What about you, Nico?
Gotta go with I think motivation by progress. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah. All right. Why is that so for you? By progress instead of by purpose?
Mm, because motivation by progress, I think it helps a lot with not only with motivation, but it also deals with improvement when it when it when it comes to with daily goals and daily daily plans in life. Yeah.
Well, that's also really true, especially because there are parts where motivation, if you have, for example, a daily tracker, some people do note it down in a notebook, for example, and then have a timetable, not a time, a table, or even like circles to fill in. If, for example, studying, uh, I can relate to studying because I'm currently a working student, and for example, we do some circles, and then if we have 1 hour down for studying, we can color them. So it's also where we can track our progress in. But thank you so much for sharing. I saw also that Sister Risa Hamoner, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced the last name. She also chooses motivation by progress. Hashtag Berlin, hashtag Meissen. And I can already see so many brethren actually from hashtag Berlin, of course, the number one of our top three clusters. But also from Bremen, I can see Brethren, Frankfurt joining us, Hamburg joining us, as well as, let's see who else is joining us. So actually, these are the top clusters that we have here right now. But maybe more Brethren will join us over all the district. So, now that we have our icebreaker for today and we're all warmed up, let's take a moment to look back at the first half of 2025 and reflect on what we've learned, how we've grown, and what we're looking forward to. And to everyone watching, feel free to share your thoughts in the chat as well. We love to hear from you too. So, let's start light. Chanel, what are you most thankful for as we reach or as we are already at the midpoint of 2025?
I am most thankful for uh, uh, the opportunities God has blessed me with. And the biggest one right now is, of course, my newlywed life and being able to live here in Germany in Europe. It's so amazing coming from someone who grew up on an island.
Well, congratulations on your wedding. It was beginning of the year, you already told us. Which date was it?
It was January 4, and it's the perfect date as well, which we know that it's more blessings from God because January was also our fifth anniversary. So many more things to celebrate, especially with this year already halfway in.
Wow, that's actually really amazing to have a lot of blessings already in within this first half of the year. So, why is this so meaningful for you right now to have all those blessings, but also the challenges that you have already experienced throughout this past 6 months?
I'm really holding on to gratitude because there's so many things that I'm truly grateful for. But as a newlywed, um, it, one being able to find the love of your life is a blessing, and all the more so when you're able to get married and have a marriage that is blessed by God. That is already a huge blessing to start with, at least for me in my life. And coming here to Germany from a completely different country, completely different lifestyle, there's already so many challenges. One, marriage is already has its trials. Two, being in a new country is a whole nother set of trials. But with all the time that I've had to adjust and really adapt to the lifestyle, the culture, and the language here, it's really put me into the mindset of being grateful for what I have, so that way I don't end up leaning towards negative thoughts. And I'm truly so grateful for the brethren that I've met in Frankfurt and Frankfurt City, because they've truly become my family members with how welcoming, how opening, and how loving they've been with me as someone they've never met before. And it just came so easy to them, and that's why I'm so happy to be here, really.
And we're so happy that you are here as well now, part of the district, of course, and part of the family. And we really love to hear or already can feel the gratitude that you're experiencing or experience or are currently feeling. There are so many aspects of feeling the gratitude right now. But as you've mentioned, there are challenges, of course, that also have you have experienced in the past 6 months. Not only the past 6 months, but if you would focus on the past 6 months, what kind of challenges have you specifically felt or experienced, and how does this gratitude that you have showed us or told us about help you to stay positive?
Of course, as a newlywed, for me, my personal goals at the time were, how can I be a good wife? How can I cook every day? Because back home, I was so blessed to have a very catering father who always loved to cook. And his kitchen was his kitchen, and as the saying goes, too many cooks in the kitchen can spoil the soup. So my dad really spoiled us by cooking all the time. So now living here and having a family of my own, I had to learn new responsibilities, which were intimidating, were scary, but at the same time, it was exciting. So I'm glad to say that, I have already accomplished my goal of cooking. I've learned to cook so many things already. And, my husband and I, fortunately, we're still well and healthy after all the cooking trials that I've had. And my second goal, which I am currently working on, is learning German.
Oh wow, I feel like you're already on a good stepping stone with your German, Chanel. I guess like saying thank you, guten Morgen, guten Abend, and so on. You're already on the good side, and you're like an expert kind of on German. But it's really nice to hear that actually the gratitude that you're feeling as well, actually also helps you with the goals that you're currently working on and helping you to push forward in that case. And well, what's your favorite dish to cook, or what is your favorite dish to eat as well?
um, at this point, cooking has become therapeutic for me, so it really helps me relax. So I don't really think about the difficulty of it because I'm just so excited to do it now. But how I base, which is one of my better cookings, is by how happy my husband is. So I guess his favorite dish right now is the uh, fried chicken burger with sweet and spicy Korean sauce on it.
All right, all right. I guess after this broadcast, I'm gonna eat something. I'm getting hungry already.
You
I'm not
should
sure.
visit me. I'll make it for you. I promise.
All right, I'm looking to my calendar as we talking. Just kidding. But yes, I would love to taste that as well and to try it. Probably Nico also would like to try it, right? Nico, what about you?
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
All right, let's have a socializing at Chanel's place as well. Okay, but of course, having all those skills that you now achieved, and especially working towards the goal and getting perhaps a certificate in the German speaking country or speaking German. Sorry, other way around. um, how would you like to describe how it keeps you push forward with all the goals that you are having, or like what helps you to or to get motivated by it?
Mm. For me, I guess because I'm basically starting from scratch out here, and starting from scratch and being a newlywed, I have a new goal: taking care of my family, or at least my future family. And learning German is the least that I can do in order to set a strong foundation for the life of my family here. I'm fortunate that my husband at least is born and raised here, so he's been very helpful and very patient throughout my whole process of adjusting to life here. And just knowing that everything that I'm doing, the plans that I have set, whether it be finding a good career, learning the language, it already sets a good foundation that my family will be taken care of and will be here. And really, the prayers that my husband and I have together every day gives me my strength, gives me my motivation, just knowing that both of us are together trusting in God for whatever plans that we have in this life.
Oh, that was really beautiful of what you just said, Chanel. Especially the part not only where you are mentioning it's the least that you can do, as you said, to really help as well for the future in regards of your family or your own family. And I hope you will be blessed, of course, by the lovely family, of course. And off topic, sorry, I saw a lot of brethren already commenting that they also want to try the food that you're cooking, dearest Chanel. So I guess we'll be talking after this broadcast again.
I think I really sold the dish so good. One day, one day. Thank you.
Well, that's lovely actually. But maybe let's ask Nico. Is it also for you that you're currently working on your cooking skills or German skills? Or what are you currently working on, Nico?
Actually, I can cook, and I cook the dish from our homeland. Like I can cook this crispy pork kare kare. Not to boast, but not to brag, but yeah, like I can I can I cook good at it. yeah, that's just a specialty, and mostly the other stuff are desserts like ma blanca and leche flan. Not to brag, not to brag.
Oh, I thought we were talking about mid-year check-in, but suddenly this whole conversation goes with food. But I don't mind actually.
It's a food
I'm
convention.
already hungry. So how about I trade the chicken for your leche flan?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, just send it through DHL. Then
Oh no, I think some of our listeners and viewers, their goals might be being healthier, but I don't think we're helping right now. If what do you think?
Okay, well, I guess so too. So maybe let's move on from the food topic conversation. And so, what about you, Nico? What are you most thankful for besides being able to cook those delicious food?
I'm thankful that I'm still in Germany. I'm already here for 3 years, um, and still surviving the German language, even though it's hard, even though it's sometimes hard to understand and to perceive. But what I'm most thankful for is that we've reached half of the year, and then yeah, being still a member of the Church of Christ, having the privilege to worship our Lord God and our Lord Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Well, those are really a lot of good points to be thankful for and to feel gratitude towards it, especially being a member of the Church of Christ every day. Like, we should never take it forsaken, especially nowadays in this world and with everything that's going on, to really be thankful, to feel gratitude, and be prayerful and be active. So, we really, everything that we do within the church or within our daily lives, we should be also really feel gratitude, as Nico mentioned. And why is this so meaningful for you right now, Nico?
It's for me, it's very meaningful because it means that our Lord God really, really fulfill His promises that He's going to be with us throughout the day of our lives. That's why, even though I'm still having difficulties with the language, even though there's some challenges living here in Germany, at the end of the day, all I can say is um, thanks to our Lord God that we can manage every day to live here and still have even though with the hectic but busy schedule, we can still manage to attend worship services, and we can also manage to perform our duties in the church.
I guess everyone really can relate, especially the ones who are arriving newly to Germany. Perhaps also you, Shana, with the language. Actually, I saw already a comment from Sister Risa Amoner. Again, so sorry if I mispronounced the last name. She said, last June 16 marked 6 months since I arrived in Germany. The journey was never easy, but the brethren from the local of Berlin always make me feel that I am not alone. Hashtag Berlin, hashtag Meissen. So it really shows being surrounded by a good environment, a supportive environment is really helpful despite all the challenges that you're experiencing. Being active in all the activities, which feels like a warm hug actually from the church administration who are launching them. And also being prayerful all the time, especially when you're feeling like, oh no, I feel overwhelmed. I feel like, oh no, my emotions are going everywhere but not where it's supposed to go, to really stop and to reflect. But also the church administration taught us to do every time that we are able to do it. And that really shows, despite all the challenges that you might experience, it can be really helpful and is really helpful to always remember the teachings of Almighty God. And actually, with all that being set already for what you're feeling gratitude in, what unexpected lesson did the first half of the year teach you, Nico?
Um, so okay, um, the first half of the year is what taught me was to to become to become a better person and to always to become a better a better servant of God. And because with all His promises that He promised us at the end of the year, um, it definitely we're gonna survive. We're gonna survive this year with God's mercy and God's help. And but with the fact that we're gonna continue to fulfill His teachings, to obey His will.
Well, that's really true. Whatever we're experiencing is with a reason, right? I, as a planner, I really love to, as I already mentioned, the icebreaker, to plan everything out. I don't know about you, Shana or Nico. How is it for you? But sometimes it's like, oh, even though I detailed it out, I'm like, oh, it doesn't go that way. But it's as well the better actually what happened. So I'm really thankful for that as well. How about you, Shana? Are you a whole planner, or how is your situation over there?
I am such an over planner. I think I'm also an overthinker, but that's why I plan. I like to plan for every possible uh scenario situation.
Well, well, at least we're already two in that in this. Yay, team overthinking. No, I'm just kidding. That's not actually to be yay too. But actually, I'm wondering, what about you, Chanel? What's perhaps one unexpected lesson that the first half of the year teach you?
Um, Honestly, I think the biggest lesson God has given me these past 6 months, I think, yeah, 6 months, is be humble. Like we talked about earlier, we're always over planning, and especially me moving out here, um, I didn't really have the chance to plan as much as I wanted to because it was just so busy and crazy with wedding planning already, and preparing for life out here. But it just comes to show that no matter how much you plan, no matter how much you pray and ask for something, God's will prevail overall. God's will happen no matter what. And that already is just, it's another reason for me to be grateful because that also just shows that God is there with you in your life, that God loves you so much that He would redirect your life into the best path possible. Um, so that is what I'm trying to learn, and also patience, because with planning, you expect things a lot, but again, God has been redirecting, sometimes even uh, rescheduling the plans that you have for a later time. So I am being humbled and also learning how to be patient and just listen, wait and listen for God's plans.
Yes, that's really true. Especially now, I'm also reading to support the statement that you just gave, Chanel, or the story that you've shared with us from Brother Kirk J. Miller. He wrote in the live chat, "We may have our own plans, but God's plan is greater. Trusting Him brings peace even when life takes unexpected turns." Hashtag Hamburg. So we really do agree with everything that we are looking forward to what we are actually planning. But then, in the other hand, we're getting something that might have been unexpected, but it's the better, because it's God's plan given to us. And actually, how do you stay motivated when progress feels slow or unclear? Like, for example, for you, learning perhaps German or anything else that you're currently working on, Chanel. So, how is it for you?
Um, German is nicht so einfach. It's not easy. I'm learning the hard way. But I am so truly grateful for the friends and family that I've made in the local of Frankfurt and Frankfurt City. Because when I first came here, uh, I'm sure I gave everybody nosebleed, as the saying goes, because I only spoke English and my Korean is better than my Tagalog. So it's like I really it's communicating with is very difficult. And the brethren, of course, they mainly spoke Tagalog or German, but I see how much they try to keep up with me. They do their best, even despite all the nosebleed. But just seeing how much they care, just seeing them try already shows how much love they have for not just me, but the brotherhood, to keep us connected despite any language barriers. So because of their support, because of their love and their patience, it gave me the confidence to keep going And thinking back on it now, I do notice a huge difference in how much I can say when I speak German. So not as much as Nico, however, which I am shocked at his intro earlier, because earlier he was telling us that, oh, I need to learn more German. I've been here for 3 years, it's difficult. And he's already like spitting out a paragraph in German, and I'm already intimidated by him.
Oh, well, I guess you will get there. You will be surprised on how fast you will be able to learn German, actually. It's really getting over the grammatics, and then you will be good to go with the wordings and such things. But I'm actually wondering, a bit off topic, how do you speak Korean better than Filipino?
Um, Backstory. I my major. I studied in Korea, in Korean, and I also studied abroad a little bit in Korea. So that's also what gave me the confidence to learn German in the beginning, because I was like, oh, I can learn Korean, so I can learn German. um, I'm praying to God for His continued help and guidance, and yep, He's really doing miracles to help me learn German. That's for sure.
Well, I guess if you already can are able to speak Korean, you really will be able to get there with German. And what about you, Nico? Actually, how or do you have any daily habits that help you to stay focused with your goals?
Um, Actually, it's not a habit, but it's a part of it's a way of life. Like it's it's the daily prayers, because since being alone here in Germany, um, like no relatives, the breath, but of course the brethren are there. All I can say is pray every day, and then it's a really big it's a really big factor, and prayers are proven and tested with definitely God is ready to hear our prayers or requests 24/7.
Yes, and actually supporting to that, Brother Gerd Gluman also mentioned in a live chat, whatever your plan is, our Lord God is the best guide. Wherever you will go, follow God's way and don't lose trust in Him. Best regards from Brother Gert from the local of hashtag Berlin, hashtag Mice. And I feel like it really adds up to this conversation that we're having. And talking about being prayerful, staying hopeful, and staying active inside the Church of Christ. Looking back since January, since our time is running so fast tonight, looking back since January, how have you grown mentally, emotionally, and or spiritually, Nico?
Mm, so with those three aspects, all I can say, it was never easy. It was never easy from January until June, because you're like, for me, I also do plan, but not all the time that the plan comes to fruition. There's going to be some delays. There's going to be some problems that comes along the way, and sometimes like when I pray to God, and it doesn't mean that when when God when God when God delays your plans, or God delays your requests, it doesn't mean that God's delays are not is not a denial actually. So all I can say is I I've grown to be a better person, but through of course, but with of course with the help of our Lord God. That's I've been saying this ever since the start of the dry run, ever since the start of the program, is being prayerful, 24/7. Whatever you do, even though it's just a simple thing, it's just prayers.
That's really true. And also, staying prayerful also helps with the next steps to undergo what you would like to achieve within the next half of the year. So I'm wondering, Nico, how do you want to keep growing in the second half of the year, and what are your goals with it?
My goals of the second year is to be better financially. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really when it comes to finances, I'm not really good with it. So hopefully I can manage to save some for the future in case for any emergencies. Yeah, hopefully, because I'm totally bad at it, to be honest. And then number two is to get a better sleeping pattern, because as a nurse, it's really a problem when it comes to sleeping patterns, because I have three shifts: morning, afternoon, and the night shift. When I transition from morning shift to PM shift or night shift, then the sleeping patterns gonna be a problem actually. So what all I do is just listen to white noise, gonna play a playlist, something. But hopefully with those two goals, I can, yeah, I can manage it.
For sure, you will be able to manage that, Nico, especially being financially stable as well as helping yourself of taking care of your body by fixing your sleeping pattern or sleeping cycle. So I guess that's also my goal to find a better sleeping cycle as well. But actually, also a really funny story. No, not really funny, but my best friend, Sister Vanessa Gawat, also commented in the live section, and she was asking, since a few months we're making it a habit to go to the gym at least 2 to 3 times a week. So next week starts tomorrow again. Are we ready? Well, Sister Vanessa, I hope we're ready. But nevertheless, taking care of your body and being able to really surround yourself with good people in general, with the ones that you love and that you care about, and the ones who also love you and care about, is really also a nice stepping stone to have for the next coming half of the year. But of course, we are not forgetting Chanel. What about you? Looking back, let's look back for a second. Looking back since January, how have you grown mentally, emotionally, and or spiritually?
Um, for me, I feel that I've grown to be more independent, which sounds ironic because, as a newlywed, you get married, you have your partner there. That's always with you now. However, I'm truly so grateful for my husband who has given me all the comfort, support, and love, the environment I needed to really thrive um, on my own, to really so that I have the space to kind of see what do I want, what are my needs, reevaluate my goals, which I wasn't able to do so much at home. But now that we're married and we're together, his encouragement has truly inspired me to be the best person that I can be. So I really hope that I can be more independent in the next 6 months, especially like I'm still at the baby level of speaking German. So for our listeners and viewers, I'm scared to go outside because I'm scared to speak German. um, but I would love to be more dependent, to be able to go out grocery shopping on my own, and maybe even take transportation on my own without having my husband worry about me so much. That is what I really want to focus more on, and especially now that I'm in a new locale as well, and I've made so many amazing bonds with the brethren there, and I've made so many friends there. Um, I've learned a new dynamic as an adult, which I've been an adult, but now I'm married. I'm a bookwood. So of course my friendships still remain the same. I still connect with the Kadiwas, regardless of our age or status. But with that in mind, being an older adult figure, I hope that I can be a good role model for the Kadiwa, for the younger generation, and I hope that I can help inspire others around me to also grow in their faith as well.
Well, that's really amazing. And I actually want to extend my respect for the both of you and everyone who is learning a new language when we are talking about languages in this case, because I feel like a lot of people are wondering, okay, what could we do as the next challenge or goal for a year? And some chooses to learn a new language. And then sometimes it's really challenging. But I really have the highest respect for the both of you to learn the German language. So already an applause for that. Keep on doing the amazing work that you're already doing. And as also as part of learning a new language is to stay patient, as Nico mentioned, to also stay prayerful to every goal that we have, especially if we are wondering, okay, what could be the next step that we can go? And sometimes it's a step that might be really surprising, of course, but nevertheless, we should continue to stay prayerful, as you've mentioned, to stay hopeful, to surround ourselves with a great and supportive environment as well, and to stay grateful, to stay grateful on what we have been experienced, and to stay or also to continue on to reflect what has happened and what could we do better or we can improve on. And with that being said, as the time is as fast as the year has gone by, we will ask Tech to please show us the station break. We'll see you in a bit again.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Your Spotify playlist just got more exciting and inspiring because the INC Original Music is now on Spotify. Search up INC Original Music and discover songs about our faith and love, songs for our family and friends, songs full of hope, songs that keep us going. Add them all up to your favorite Spotify playlist. You can explore uplifting INC Original Music in a variety of styles and genres. Share your INC Original Music playlist to your friends. It's now even easier to share our faith and much easier to uplift ourselves and others through Christian music. INC Original Music, now available on Spotify.
Tired of feeling your worst? Ready to take control of your health? Then tune in to Health Matters, the show that covers it all. Mondays, get glowing with Dr. Miriam Isla and the latest in skincare. Tuesdays, Dr. J.M. Cruz tackles your adult health questions. Wednesdays, it's family time with Dr. Owie Perez. Thursdays, Sister Min Pina and Sister Galore Pangan guide you to emotional well-being. And Fridays, discover the power of natural medicine with Dr. Erwin Torres and Sister Cheche Brinosa. Health Matters, Monday through Friday at 10:30 in the morning. Subscribe now and start living your healthiest life.
Hello and welcome back to INC Radio's Central Year of Satellite Studio, where we did a mid-year check-in because the year already flew by so quickly as the time in our broadcast already. And we have not only talked about growth, but also about goals and for what we are thankful for. So if you've missed the whole conversation, we talked about personal goals, unexpected lessons, as well as on how we have already grown mentally, emotionally, and most especially spiritually. So don't you worry if you missed the conversation. You can tune back right in on INC Radio DZM 954 on YouTube and then can rewatch the whole broadcast all together. And before we continue on with our program, I would love to read out some comments that has been written throughout this program. And we'll start with Brother Troy's. I am so blessed to have a beautiful and awesome wife. I love you and blessed with most cutest and guapos on hashtag Berlin, hashtag Myson. I guess that was referring to when Chanel was talking about her marriage life. Then we also have another comment from Brother Gert Lehmann. Für all die Frontliner, die zum größten Teil vieles aufgeben, um in anderen Ländern arbeiten zu können und ihre Heimat besser für ihre Familie zu sorgen. Mein größten Respekt, Brother Gert Hashtag Berlin. So basically, he was addressing all the frontliners, especially the ones who are leaving their homes, and giving out his biggest respect to them because they're taking care of other people, while also taking care of their family in the different country. Then we also have another comment from Brother Kirk J. Muller, where he is stating learning a new language is a journey. Stay patient and keep practicing. Every step brings you closer to new opportunities and growth. Hashtag Berlin. And then another comment from Kalea Gonzalez. Days fly so fast. Many things happen to me and my family till this mid-year. There's ups and downs, but I'm grateful that we are still in the Church of Christ and have our duties. Hashtag Rotterdam. So a lot of brethren already commented and also engaged in our story, our conversation, and also engaged and shared their stories. All right, and of course, as we have been talking about learning new languages as one of our goals within this year, is also we would like to ask Mrs. Malou about a different German is fun, which would actually be about resolutions. But of course, maybe we are reflecting our resolutions and are thinking, okay, what are the German words for it? Kuya Tech, please show us German is fun, Deutsch macht Spaß.
German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß.
Hello everyone. Hallo zusammen. Welcome to German is Fun. Willkommen zu Deutsch macht Spaß. I'm Sister Malou Francisco. It's been Schwester Malou Francisco bringing you another episode of German is Fun, Deutsch macht Spaß. Today, we'll learn words and expressions about resolutions, goals, and plans.
German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß.
Resolution. When New Year comes, a lot of people make a resolution or a commitment to change something in their life to make themselves better. Resolution in German, Vorsatz. Vorsatz. Der Vorsatz. Resolutions, die Vorsätze. Die Vorsätze. Once again, listen and repeat after me. Resolution, der Vorsatz. Resolutions, die Vorsätze. Do you have resolutions for the new year? Hast du Vorsätze für das neue Jahr? Hast du Vorsätze für das neue Jahr? Our next word, goal. In German, Ziel. Das Ziel. Goals, die Ziele. Ziele. It is important that we define our goal. We need to be specific. We would like to be sure that we fully understand what we want to achieve. And we also establish a deadline for achieving our goal. Here's an example of a goal. Let's say you want to lose some weight. So your goal, for example, is to lose 5 kilos after 3 months, or to lose 3 kilos or 5 kilos until March of this year. Once again, goal, das Ziel. Goals, Ziele. Our last word for today, plan. Plan. So you make a list of different steps to take so that you can reach your goal. Plan in German. Der Plan. Der Plan. Plans, die Pläne. Die Pläne. His plan is concrete. Sein Plan is konkret. His plan is concrete. Sein Plan is konkret.
German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß.
And just before we say goodbye today, once again, the words and phrases we learned today. Resolution, der Vorsatz. Resolutions, Vorsätze. Goal, das Ziel. Goals, die Ziele. And the last word, plan, their plan. Plans, die Pläne.
German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß.
Well, I wish you all success in carrying out your resolutions, your goals, and your plans for this year. This has been today's German is Fun, Deutsch macht Spaß. Thank you very much for joining me. Danke fürs Zuschauen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Till next time. Tschüss.
German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß.
Thank you so much, Miss Malou, for another episode of German is Fun, and I hope everyone was able to learn a bit. I saw Nico and Chanel being concentrated, wording and pronouncing the German words, which is really good. And as Sister Risa mentioned, learning German can be challenging, but it's also enjoyable. And I feel like German is Fun is a way to enjoy learning German by Miss Malou. Well, all right, and by that being said, of course, as we are all in action, we would like to present to you CEU in Action, which will be presented by Ka Christian Reynoso. Good evening po, Ka Christian.
Good evening, Sister Ava.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Ka Christian. And now the floor is yours po.
Thank you, Sister Eva, for having us this evening. Good evening to all the brethren who are with us, tuned in our INC radio, and welcome to our CFO in Action. We will be highlighting and showcasing the activities, some of the activities in our district here in Central Europe. In line with that, were the series of Tagisan ng Talino under the Children's Worship Service, or CWS, of which here in the District of Central Europe, we had our local eliminations, and you can witness through the pictures that are presented how the brethren, led by the parents along with their children, participated in our Tagisan ng Talino. And you could see different clusters and local congregations who had their eliminations, and the children, the kids, were holding their certificates as they participated in these activities inside the church. And hopefully, these children that are already active will still be the children inside the Church of Christ who will remain active in participating in all the activities launched by the church administration led by their parents. This only my part. Thank you so much for allowing me to take part in this segment. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much po, Ka Christian, for taking your time as well and for presenting us the activity and seeing the CWS being so active. I'm wondering, who are the top 3 clusters being active last week? Kuya Tech, who are they the ones po?
Third place, Bonn and Luxembourg cluster. Second place, Zurich cluster. First place, Berlin cluster.
Thank you so much, Bob. Kuya Tech, for showing us who are the top 3 clusters. I'm wondering who will be the next week's one. So, but congratulations to everyone who participated, of course, because everyone is a winner. But especially a big shout out to the top 3 clusters. And I see that even more now, the live chat is getting active. I guess they really want to be on the top 3 places. But we'll see next week again who will be the winners. But of course, with that being said, and seeing how the time really runs, I would love to take this opportunity to actually ask our lovely panelists to give out their shout outs. So maybe we start with Chanel, ladies first.
Yes, first off, I want to give a huge shout out to you, Ava and Nico, for being um, so inspirational and amazing. You guys continue to inspire me every day with your stories of faith and resilience, especially this past year. Also, big shout out to the local of Frankfurt and the local of Frankfurt City. Um, Thank you so much for welcoming me and sharing your stories with me. It gives me all the more motivation to be better than I was before at performing my duties. And also shout out to our resident minister, Brother Jerry Aliermo and Kaema Aliermo as well and family. Thank you again, INC Radio family, for listening and watching, and we hope you enjoyed today's show.
Thank you so much, Chanel, for being on our broadcast tonight. It really warms my heart to hear your story and how the past half year has been for you, despite all the challenges and you having the opportunity to now learn German. I hope German is fun is helping as well. But thank you so much again for you being here with us tonight. And then also, of course, don't forget about Nico. Who would you like to shout out to, Po?
First of all, I would like to thank you guys for having me, and thanks to Alec Martinez for inviting me yesterday. And then yeah, it was a very inspiring INC radio. So first of all, thank you once again. And I would like to shout out the local congregation of Munich, to our resident minister, Brother Jed po, to our Pangulo Diacono, Kamike po, and family. And then shout out po to my parents po and my brothers in Cebu po. That's all po.
Wow, so many shout outs, Papa. Thank you so much for your time. Even though it was a bit spontaneous yesterday, you got the invitation, but you were ready to share your story today, which was really good and really inspiring as well. Mentioned the points that you've uh, told us about. And the ones who were missing what Nico and Janelle was telling us about, we watched that broadcast. It was really inspiring as well as really fun, as we have been talking a bit about food as well. But nevertheless, we would also like to give Christian Reynoso the chance to give out his shout outs. But so who would you like to shout out to, Pa?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon again to everyone. I, of course, would like to greet you, our host, Sister Eva. Thank you for hosting. Indeed, a very good host. And to our panelists, Sister Chanel and Brother Nico, would like to take this opportunity to greet the brethren under our care from the local congregation of Bonn, Germany, also from the local congregation of Amsterdam, the Netherlands, the Luxembourg Group Worship Service, and the Almere Group Worship Service. And special greetings, of course, to my wife, Kaina. Stay beautiful and loving. And to our children, Iko, Erin, and Sian. Thank you so much for having us this evening of our INC Radio.
Thank you so much, Po, to all the three of you, as well as our producers who are also in the behind the scenes. Po, thank you so much. And of course, thank you so much to the viewers and listeners for watching, for commenting, and engaging with our conversations that we had today. And thank you so much po to our district CFO advisor, Brother Scott Augustine. Thank you po to our assistant district minister, Brother Jake Idic, as well as thank you po to our district minister, Brother Joe B. Catalan. We would also like to greet the ones in the Philippines. Thank you so much po to the INC Media Production Chief, Brother Montreville Boy, as well as our INC Radio Station Manager, Brother Wally Teray. Of course, a special shout out to Kades Asenas po as well, our executive producer of Central Europe Satellite Studio. And we would also like to shout out our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Eranio V. Manalo, and most importantly, po, part as well, the church administration and our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo po. Thank you so much po for watching INC Radio Central Europe Satellite Studio. We hope to see you next week again, same time, same day. And have a good evening to everyone. Bye.